Hey y'all, this is AL Pick Madame, and this is the recap for marriage. I always say marriage. I'm sorry. Love and Marriage, Huntsville. Goodness gracious. Anyway, so this episode started where it left off, which was where they were at a cabin in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, which is a place I want to go so bad. I don't think I want to go in the wintertime. I want to go like exactly when the weather's exactly like that. I like weather like that. And Kimmy's in her feelings, of course, because Maurice did not come to her to explain any of this to her, to see what she thought about it. He was just like, this is what it's going to be. And she just feels like we are newlyweds. And you know that this is something that's going to affect me too. I understand you want your son to be close, but you know, you were supposed to come and talk to me. So, y'all, it's a lot. But, you know, they're trying to come together and you know, she's trying to keep a strong face in front of all the other couples. Y'all, so they are having breakfast and one more couple shows up who wasn't there before. I don't know if they had to work or whatever, but they got there late because there's literally like one more day left. So I'm like, oh, okay, y'all must have really been busy. And they kind of get them up to speed on what happened, and Marceau is still being evasive about what he's done. I already know he's done it. I don't care what nobody say. I've been saying since the first season that he looked like the type that would say, I pay all these bills up in this house. I do what I want to do. You don't tell me what to do. Who are you? And all of that. I'm just saying. That's just the vibe he gives me. I can't do it. Y'all, I'm not even gonna talk about Marceau right now. Let me just get back into the way things happened, and I might say a little bit more later on. Anyway, Martell went in his room, which is the room that has the bunk beds where he's alone and not sleeping with his wife, just as it's set up at home. Because you had her messed up if you thought that you were gonna get up there and somehow be in the same room with her. Anyway, he went in the room because he was gonna, you know, I guess have some alone time, and he ended up talking to the therapist. And he explained the situation that's going on and how it's the same way at the house. And he was like, you know, I can give you all the advice in the world, but if that's not the way she sees it, and if that's not something that she's willing to change about the situation because of whatever you're doing, then there's nothing that I can say to you to make it be a situation that will make her be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna let my husband back in the bedroom. And I was just like, sir, for you to even think that that man could give you any type of advice for that, I don't know why you thought that, but okay. That was a nice try, but nah, bruh. Anyway, now I'm trying to get my little headphones because I don't want anything to play out. I don't want anybody to be like, ooh, you were playing some stuff you weren't supposed to play in here. Y'all, but like I was saying, they made breakfast for everybody and all those people showed up. I'm just trying to make sure I'm going kind of in order. Y'all, for some reason, Melody had on this little number, so to speak. It kind of had the little, it had the breast out a little bit. And she was like, I can't believe they're trying to say something about me having my chest out a little bit when every time I see them, they have most of their body just out there. And, you know, Kimmy was just like, I ain't got no problem with it. So, you know, I was just like, yeah, I mean, ain't really no problem to have like that because she's so small. And the way she dresses, she doesn't seem like she's the type that would just have her whole body hanging out there like that anyway. So I was like, Lord. Letitia gave the couple their little sex gift since they weren't there when they first got there. And while everybody was talking, Melody's stomach started hurting really, really bad. And she didn't know what was going on. Well, she knew what was going on, of course. But, you know, while people were talking, she was just like, I don't feel good. My stomach hurting. Whatever. I think I'm going to go lay down. So she went and laid down. And Kimmy came up there a little bit later on and asked her, you know, was she okay? What's going on? But before that, Martell went up there and was talking to her. And, you know, she told him, you know, I think I'm pregnant. And she was just like, you know, I think you need to go get them pickles or whatever. So he was like, well, what if it's not pregnancy? And so she was like, I've done this 3 other times. I know my body. I know when I'm pregnant because she literally has the same cravings every time. Pickles, peach soda or peach drink and something else and something else. I was like, oh, okay. And she had the same cravings again. So I was like, okay, girl. So, you know, she was just like, look, I don't want to talk to nobody about it. I don't really want to say anything about it right now. And, you know, we're going to get the test to make sure everything is okay. And, you know, to make sure for certain that it really is going on. How, you know, we're saying it's going on. I think I'm pregnant. I'm pretty sure I'm pregnant, but I'm going to get the confirmation. I'm going to go to the doctor. So they agreed on that. Y'all, so Kimmy was in her feelings earlier. So she, you know, like I said, she's out of her feelings now. So she went to check on Mel. And then she actually shared with her the situation that was going on, which was the conversation, the conversation that she had with her husband about the ex-wife being moved down here with her husband and him paying for them to stay down here because he wants his child to live with him. And I'm like, who wouldn't want to jump on a situation like that? I know I probably would be like, he right, because they do got a lot of stuff booming. A lot of stuff really is booming in Huntsville, like a whole lot of shaking and moving. I know I wouldn't want to be up there where they live because those terrible winters. I'm just saying, even though Alabama been doing the most over the past couple of years, I really would not want to be up there in the wintertime. If they're like in Michigan or somewhere up north, I know I wouldn't want nothing to do with it. And so, you know, Melody was like, you know, did he tell you that this was going to be the situation, or did he bring this idea to you so that y'all could discuss it? And so she was like, you know, more so like it was, you know, this is what it's going to be. Now I'm talking to you and telling you that this is what it's going to be. And, you know, I'm not here for that. And so they were talking, and then Melody became emotional because she was a little bit emotional. And so she was like, I had gotten over that already to a certain extent. Now you're going to make me emotional. So they shared a moment, and I was glad that they were able to still have somewhat of a friendship because, as you see, her and Letitia, their situation is going on by the wayside right about now. So Maurice is now talking to all the men about the situation, and they looking at him like, what is wrong with you? Like, everybody's laughing at him and making a joke of it, but Martell was reading, y'all. He might have been telling the truth, but he was reading. He said, look, Cedric, I don't even know if he even go see his children or even has anything to do with his children. Marceau don't really spend time with his kids like that. And who else? The other guy ain't even got no kids. Neville, that's the guy who just came. So it's like, I understand the situation because I would do everything in my power to be able to have my kids with me full time if I can too. And I was like, Lord, y'all was doing the most. But I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of here for Martell when he said that. That lets me know that you really value being a father and having that amazing input in their lives, because it is very, very crucial. It is very important. I'm grateful to have my father. I still have a living father, and he's always been there for me, even to this day. Like, for real, not to this day. Like, for real, he really has been there for me, even to this day. And even though I had moments where I didn't want to share certain things with him, he knew something was going on, but he's kind of like me at times. I'll wait for you to come to me to confirm and, you know, explain what the situation was. So yeah, y'all. That was hilarious to me how they got read in the little confessional, because that's how it happened. So yeah, they're over here. They seem to be more concerned about the finances that are going to go out. And I'm like, well, look, he already said the mortgage is paid. So ultimately, I do. The only thing I agree with is with one of the men who said, well, are you saying like maybe 6 months and then they start paying for everything? But apparently he has a rental property that he owns, and only utilities really need to, you know, be paid and just keep up the house. So that's not too bad, but at the same time, it's like, I would love to sell that or rent that out to somebody who's actually going to pay, so I can make my property work for me and I can have some extra money coming in. Like, what's wrong with extra money? Y'all, but anyway. So they're doing something where the ladies are doing their thing and the men are doing their own thing. So the ladies are all gathering in the hot tub to talk. And since Melody and Letitia are not cool right now, and Melody is already sick upstairs anyway, everybody but her, they're down in the tub, the hot tub, and they're talking. And so, of course, Letitia is discussing what happened as far as the little meeting they had where she told her, well, why are you saying what you're saying about my husband? You need to go down to the bar early in the morning and see about your own husband, because your husband be out here in these streets too. So yeah, she's in her feelings and she starts getting really emotional. And she was like, I just feel as though she doesn't care. And I want to get to that place where I don't care either if this friendship is not going to go in the direction that it needs to anymore. So, she is for some reason dead set against believing that her husband has been or can be a cheater. I really do feel as though her husband has cheated on her. He might actively still be cheating on her. I'm sorry. Every single time somebody brings that up about him, he goes all around it. He don't answer it. He don't say nothing. He says everything but, honey, I have never cheated on you. So in a sense, I'm glad that you don't sit up here and lie to her face blatantly. But at the same time, I hate the fact that you want to address it, because ain't no way I'm going to sit up here and let somebody lie on me and I'm just not going to say nothing at all. Especially on something like that. And you've been with this woman. You've been married to her for 13 years. You have kids by her. You know what I'm saying? This is something that is going to mess your household up. This is something that's already messing your household up. Because if it's a lie, I would not want somebody to just be out here spreading lies. Be like, oh, I heard this person was cheating on her. Oh, she dumb. I guess she'll tolerate it because he paying all the bills. Y'all, it's just a lot. And people are very concerned about what's going to happen with their relationship. So anyway, moving along, the next scene is them, getting together, and for some reason, Maurice is sick. I don't know if he went out for a walk in the rain and, he came back inside and it was a little chilly and he caught a little cough, but right now he coughed a little bit, and so he ain't going to be able to participate in this activity, which is all the couples are going to be cooking a dish. Somebody's cooking Philly cheesesteaks. Somebody's cooking burgers, which I think is Melody and Martell, and somebody's doing something else. Anyway, so Kimmy's gonna have to hold it down for her husband, and he can't cook anyway, so I mean, that's a win-win. Y'all, so anyway, they're in there cooking. Everybody seems to be having a good time, and they actually have Maurice as the person who's gonna time the event. And, they seem to be having a good time. And then after they have their little moment where the food is almost done, Letitia and Melody go outside to chat. And it's not going to go well. So I don't even understand what this was going to happen for. Because she was just like, oh, let me talk to you for a minute outside, for 5 minutes outside. And so she was like, I thought this was a great idea that they brought us out here and all this other stuff. And then, she just keeps on saying, I just don't appreciate how you bring stuff up and you say these things, but they aren't true. And you're taking jabs at me and my husband. And so she was just like, no, that's not what's going on. I'm not taking jabs at you. I'm trying to tell you that I didn't bring any of this stuff up until you were taking jabs at me, which is true, whether she wants to admit that or not. But it just got to a point where she was just like, my husband is not cheating on me. I do not feel like he is doing any of this to me. He has not told me he's doing these things, whatever. And Melody done told her, girl, you need to come to one of my little events, because there are so many women out here who swear they would have never believed their husband were doing these things to them. And they ended up just like me and everybody else with a cheating husband. So I'm going to need for you to open your eyes. But yeah, she is just in disbelief of the possibility of her husband being a cheater. I just don't understand why she doesn't think that her husband is capable of doing these things, and he is. So they aren't resolving anything, and it gets to the point where Melody is like, girl, if you ain't gonna be real about the situation, ain't nothing else for us to discuss, because you don't even want to be realistic in your expectations. Like, girl, ain't nothing to talk about. Nothing. So she done walked off. She was like, why are you walking away? Why are you walking away? Why don't you stay and talk to me? And she was like, I'm not going to keep entertaining this if you're not going to be real about the situation, which I fully understand. And don't nobody have time to argue about this. And so Kimmy noticed the energy changed and shifted when they came in. And y'all know how Melody is. She would laugh the situation off and keep on talking, doing what she going to do. And Letitia got upset to the point of where she told her husband, let's go outside and I'm ready to go. She was ready to go for real, started crying, all this other stuff. And then she was like, look, I just want to go. I want to remove myself from the situation because she keeps saying these things that aren't true. And I don't believe you've done these things. You aren't doing these things. I don't know why she would keep saying these things. And he just standing there like, I was like, bruh. So anyway, he gonna give her this speech to my son. You don't let anybody have that power over you. And I was like, bruh, if you don't go somewhere and sit down, just tell your wife the truth. Anyway, y'all, eventually the dinner happened. They make it like a black tie sort of event. Everybody dressed up, they cheers, and they start trying to talk. And they went in knowing like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. If they bring something negative at us, we just gonna try to ignore it and move on, whatever. So they're talking, and you know, at first they're talking about Maurice and how they're, you know, newlyweds and all that good stuff. Y'all, eventually Melody is like, yeah, so, you know, and this all stems from Marceau talking about he said, like, if you were to look at year 2 and now or something like that, or 10 years after we first got together, you put picture by picture, it's completely different. And I'm just like, what? Y'all, I just can't. I cannot. Like, she just was like, do you think all these things are possible? Would you think that being with somebody, you could just lay on them and just like, oh my God, I just love them so much and all this other stuff. Like, it's just a lot. Like, she just feels as though her husband can do no wrong and I cannot. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I've been dumb before, but not on the level to think that people aren't capable of things. I've just never been that dumb. But yeah, it just got to the point where she was just like, oh, okay. I just want to know, do y'all think it's possible? Do y'all think it's possible for people to go out here and cheat and all this other stuff? And it's like everybody at the table was like, yeah, we think it's possible for everybody to cheat and all this other stuff. And then it got to the point, eventually she was like, I'm the one who said this. I don't think my husband cheats and all this other stuff. And I was like, Lord. It was just hilarious. Like, the back and forth is hilarious to me. I cannot. I wish this situation would just stop. Y'all ain't gonna resolve nothing. Because she really just keeps on saying, this is something that did not happen to me, so I don't understand. And everybody at the table looking like, girl. Melody turned around and started laughing. I cannot. Like, I bust out laughing too. I was like, girl, I'm here with you because she is really dumb. And that was the end of the episode, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this recap. This episode was hilarious. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. Bye.